Big D Entertainment, in association with Dipsy Doodle Productions, presents The Dave Holly Hour, brought to you by Trio Jazz Club, Sioux Falls' premier jazz club. Enter as friends, leave as family. Serendipity Studio Gallery and Gifts, Chasers Food and Spirits, Excel Chiropractic, Quality Nails, and the Sioux Falls Arts Council. The Dave Holly Hour features Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment Conversations. A true lover of arts, entertainment, good food, and fun times, including an occasional Jack Daniels. Okay, so a few Jack Daniels. Here he is, Dave Holly.
Welcome, everyone. Whether you're listening for the first time or you've never missed an episode, I am thankful you're along for the conversation. Today, my guest is comedian Jacob Womack. You'll enjoy his style, of which he says is evolving. He's going to be hosting a new comedy game show that's coming up next week. Now, different from other game shows, it's going to be the fact that the contestants are all comics. Oh, and speaking of Jacob, in fact, I am so confident you'll enjoy him that you will want to see him in the Vaughties, Rocking the Vaughties Holiday Variety Show, coming up November 13th. Advance tickets now on sale online at thevaughties.com. TheVaudies.com. Just think modern day vaudeville. But first, let's pop the cork on this bubbly little show.
Time to grab your favorite beverage, lift it high, and toast it to being Thursday, a.k.a. Weekend Eve.
Hey, the weekend isn't around the corner, it's here!
So long, hump day and your frumpy way. We say hello to Thursdays with opening nights. The weekend is near and we can see the bright lights. Yes, Thursday, you're so hearty, we can't wait for Friday, so a day early, we start the party.
Whatever you're drinking, lift it high and toast to chili. That wonderful concoction. Not the country, not what the temperature feels like. Although when it's chilly, you kind of want chili, don't you? And no, it is not soup. Regardless, it's that time of year where you cook up a batch to ladle up pretty well any time. Make it big and bold and hearty, then let those flavors blend together in their magical way. Damn if it doesn't make even better sense the rest of the week for leftovers. Cheers to chili. Weekend Eve Toast is brought to you by Chasers, West 12th and Ellis Road. Stop in for great food, great beverages, and fun times. Monday nights at 7, we play Dave Holly Hour Trivia. This coming Monday is the last Monday of the month, which means it's wild card trivia where somehow everyone wins. Plus, it's just a few days before Halloween, so wear your costume, get an extra point. Chasers, your neighborhood gathering place. Honorable mention. So what in the past week made Dave laugh, chuckle, chortle, downright slap my knee silly, or maybe shed a tear of joy, or maybe just bring me joy in general with a big smile on my face? This past weekend, my love and I had the opportunity to take in Dancing with the Sioux Falls Stars. We were invited by our good friend Clinton Storr, and he was one of the professional dancers. Then we also saw Josiah Southall, another one of the professional dancers, and he was partnered up with Bailey Peterson from Dakota News Now. Absolute great stuff. Now, Bailey and Josiah did not place. Clinton and his partner did come in third, but it was a great evening. Fun time, all to benefit mental health issues in the Sioux Empire. In just a few minutes, comedian Jacob Womack on the Dave Holly Hour. Creativity is in full bloom this fall at Serendipity Studio. The Transitions Gallery exhibit is open through the end of the month, celebrating the beauty of movement, growth, and transformation through powerful works of art. Stop by on Saturdays for the Atrium Makers Market from 10 until 4. Now, if you're an artist looking to take the next step in your creative journey, Serendipity offers personalized one-on-one career coaching designed to help you build confidence, expand your audience, and grow your business sustainably. Discover, create, and connect at Serendipity Studio, where art and opportunity meet. Learn more at serendipitystudiosd.com. Trio Jazz Club is an intimate music venue in the heart of Sioux Falls. It's family-owned and family-run. Ricardo and Mary Beth and the entire staff provide the art of hospitality, while the best local and regional musicians provide the smooth sounds. It's a great vibe with live music Tuesday through Saturday nights. The chefs and mixologists offer an amazing menu and beer and wine lists. Cocktails as smooth as the jazz. Join the club, Trio Jazz Club, across from the Washington Pavilion. Enter as friends, leave as family. Want to remind you the Fellowship Jazz Center Orchestra is returning to the stage. It's the evolution of swing in America, an unforgettable evening of music that traces the rich history, vibrant transformation of swing. This dynamic performance is going to capture the rhythm, melody, timeless energy that continue to make it so irresistible. Kicking off the evening will be the Lincoln High School Jazz Collective. What a talented group of youngsters. They're going to bring that fresh energy and talent to the stage. It's Friday night, November 7th, 7:30, Belbus Theater at the Washington Pavilion. Get your tickets at fellowshipjazzcenter.org. Don't miss the opportunity to take in music that defined an era. So secure your seats today. Word is, the Master of Ceremony's not bad either.
It's the podcast that creatives in the Sioux Empire listen to so they can learn more about other creatives. It's the Dave Holly Hour.
Welcome back, everyone. Oh, yes, I'm going to say it right off the bat. It wouldn't be a conversation with me if it weren't, right? It's always a pleasure to talk Sioux Empire arts and entertainment. Always a pleasure as well to have a new guest on. Welcome, comic Jacob Womack.
Hey, Dave.
How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm doing great. How are you?
If I were any better, I'd be twins. Back when I weighed 420 pounds, most people thought I was. So you hail from Brookings.
I do, yes.
Yes, and so did you drive down here just for this interview?
No.
Or do you have another gig that you're doing tonight yet?
Yeah, I like to go to the open mics at the Icon Event Center on Tuesdays. They make that a regular part of my week.
And how often do you come up with new material?
I try to as much as possible. I'm a teacher, and as a teacher, I get a prep hour.
Right.
I'm supposed to be prepping my lessons.
Oh,
and
prepping
I
something
totally
else.
Do, but in a fictional premise that I have created for the sake of this joke, I actually spend all of my prep time thinking of new stuff I can say in front of a bar full of strangers.
There you go. I got to meet you last January.
Yeah,
and
it's been that long.
Yeah, I know it. And you won the funniest person in Sioux Falls.
I did.
For 2025.
Yes.
Although it was really 2024's winners and so forth.
When it's on that line between years.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know which year to claim. But
yeah, and it's coming up again this coming January. And I find out, you just told me earlier, you can't participate because you were last year's winner.
That's right.
Okay.
They don't do two-time winners.
Oh, my.
I'm going to headline that show.
Do they do two-timers, though?
Do they do what?
Do they just do two-timers, not two-time winners?
It's going over my head, Dave.
Ah, okay. But anyway, I just wanted to get a little bit of a background and foreground on you, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you have something unique about you for a comic.
A lot, yeah.
Yes.
Which one are we going for?
I'll let you explain who Jacob Womack is.
Who Jacob Womack is. Oh, okay. So, as many times as I've revised my bio in a Google Doc and as many times as I talk in a stage about myself, it's being autobiographical off the cuff is kind of tricky, but I'm a minister's kid. So I grew up around public speaking from a very early age, felt very natural to me. Sort of zigzagged all over the Midwest as a kid. I started performing for audiences 13 years ago when I was 14 years old.
Wow.
And
as a comic or
not
performing
as a comic,
in a different way?
No, I started as an actor in a summer theater troupe, and went from acting into public speaking, went from public speaking into improv comedy. And the one thing I always wanted to do, but the one thing that was sort of my white whale and that it was just out of reach. And I am reading Moby Dick with my kids this week, so that's what's on my mind. It was stand-up comedy because it always felt like the most challenging and potentially the most high stakes thing to do, because you're up there by yourself with your own material and you're solely responsible for that show going well. And I thought that's a lot of pressure. But finally, very recently, I decided, look, I want to do it. I got to do it now.
Yeah.
And I did. And so I tried my first open mic in Sioux Falls, June of 2024. I drove down from Brookings, and that was when the humidity was buckling the interstate, and I actually popped 2 tires on my way to my first open mic.
And they don't pay that much at an open mic if they do
don't
it all.
pay you at an open mic, right? So fortunately, some friends were coming down to see me and a friend of mine. They gave me a ride the rest of the way, and I opened that 7 minutes talking about busting my tires on the interstate on the way there. Received a lot of praise from the regulars, and it was like, well, first of all, now I know that I'm good at this. That feels great. Second, the regulars here are so supportive, and that makes it really easy to come back.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it's. I say this about all of the arts and entertainment around here, is that it's not competition, it's collaboration.
Yeah, I feel that.
If you want to run something by any of the other comics, they'll sit there and go, hey, I like this, but what if you tried this?
Yeah.
And they will give you suggestions. They will listen to what's on your heart and on your mind and help you run with it and form it.
My favorite one is after a lot of shows. This is one that happened on Friday. I finished a show and a comedian came up to me and said the signature, I thought you were going to do this. And then they explained the punchline they thought I was going for. It was a funnier punchline than the one I gave. And I'm like, can I do that next time? And they're like, yeah, of course. Yeah. And I love that culture so much.
All right. Well, so we've got that background. And what grade do you teach?
I teach 7th grade all the way up to 12th grade.
Oh.
Yes. It's a very
all in
small
lit, then?
Rural school, K-12 school.
Oh, which one?
Hendricks, Minnesota.
Yeah. Okay.
And I am the only English teacher in that whole community. I am solely responsible for making sure the children of that community speak English. And Dave, I'm not abusing that enough. I feel like I have special privileges for that. I should be able to go into the town bakery and say, hey, excuse me, I want that donut. And when they say, okay, that's $1.50, I say, no, it's not. It's free. You know why? Because I'm the sacred keeper of the language of this village. And you're going to do what I say. I'm going to have all these kids speaking Esperanto.
The village that has a nice lake.
It has a beautiful lake. Yeah,
beautiful lake. No doubt about that.
It's a great community. I make fun of it in my jokes, but I really like it.
Back when I worked up at KBRK and B93 up in Brookings.
Oh, yeah.
Many years ago, we did a remote from there one time. It's like, man, it's kind of a cool little place. Yeah.
It's really lovely. It's for a town of that size, it's got a really just a lot of really nice stuff you wouldn't expect in a town that small, especially when, you know, I'm from Kansas City. I didn't even know a town could have 700 people, you know.
You learn quickly though, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. But at least, you know, if you grow up in Hendricks, Minnesota, you know where Kansas City is. If you grow up in Kansas City, you're going like, where in the hell is Hendricks, Minnesota?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why are we going there? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Oh, and we'll get back to talking about that and so forth. But the main reason we brought you in this time around, you've got a couple of things coming up.
I do.
You are going to be the host of a new comedy game show.
Oh, yeah. This is exciting. This is, I think, a format that I hope sticks around for a while. This started when I started cracking some jokes at open mics about how comedians can't play the game Jackbox Party Pack because it's essentially a contest to see which of your friend is the funniest. And if you win that game among your friends, they just say, oh, sure, the comedian won the funny contest. But if you lose, it's worse. You have to listen to, what happened, funny man? Did you lose? Well, I lost because my dyslexic friend kept spelling things wrong. And that's way funnier than anything I can come up with. And after doing some of that, Alicia Rain came up to me and said, well, can we do a show where it's all comedians playing Jackbox, sort of level the playing field?
Right.
I said, yes. I'm a huge fan of the show Game Changer on Dropout TV, where a bunch of Los Angeles comedians sort of play different games with each other, and they don't know what the game's going to be until they get there. It's hilarious to watch comedians have sort of a new competitive context where they're having fun, but they're also trying to win. And to see Alicia and I bring that to Sioux Falls is thrilling.
How regular of an event is it going to be then?
I don't know. I feel like this is our test run. This
is the pilot.
This is the one we have planned. I'm expecting it to be just a great time. And if it is to other people, I already know I'm going to have fun. But if other people have fun too, I do sincerely hope we do more of these.
Yeah. What's going to be the format in terms of how many are going to be participating? We have different rounds. How do we get through this whole night?
So we reached out to the other stand-ups who were nominated for the stage award this year. So Adam Good, Kerner, and Jocelyn Abbott. And they're going to be our contestants. If I have anything to say about it, I'm also going to hop on and play. And it's going to be sort of a hybrid act where we do a round of a game, and then we have a comic get up and do a set, do another round of a game. We're going to be playing off the 7th Jackbox Party Pack, so it's going to include games like Quiplash 3, Talking Points, and I believe that one has the drawing game Champed Up, which is a game where you compete to draw sort of Pokemon that you fight against your opponent's drawings in a ring. And Adam Googe is an artist, so I'm sure he's going to conquer us all.
See, he's got a great bit that he does with his art then being on stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that one's right up his alley. But I mean, we've got a wonderful cast, very funny people. We've got games that are going to play to all of their strengths. And we've got Alicia, who is incredibly funny, and she is going to be there bringing up the energy for the guests at the show. And I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for opportunities to do something a little bit off the beaten path from just conventional comedy. So I'm stoked.
All right. So besides game winners, then, is there going to be a winner of the comedy every night too? Or is it just going to be, they'll do their sets in between?
I think the sets are just going to be for entertainment purposes. We have a stand-up comedy contest. It's a very long-standing, reliable one. I think that sort of fills that niche of a comedy contest. This one, I think, is going to be more about just entertainers entertaining by competing.
So what are you looking forward to most about this?
In every Jackbox game, there is a running joke that serves as a hilarious callback in every subsequent game you play that night. I can't wait to find out what it's going to be. Because the best part about this kind of impromptu comedy is we don't know what the big memorable moment of the night is yet. At a stand-up show, I go, I can't wait until the audience reacts to this bit. But this one, it's like, I can't wait to know what I'm going to react to.
Yeah, because you've got your callbacks already in place.
Yeah.
You know, so when you've made your set.
Yeah. So for this, I'm just as excited to find out with the audience what we're all going to go home laughing about.
Where's it taking place?
Lucky's, downtown.
It'll be downtown, okay. Club
224. Yes.
Yeah, awesome place, by the way, for to have a comedy routine. And
it feels
also
exactly like where you think a comedy show should happen. It's got the brick wall in the back. It's got the spotlight and the colorful backdrop wall with the name of the club on it. It feels exactly like where you do comedy.
All right, so you gave us a little bit of a tour as to how you got to this point. But what was it, besides an open mic, that something had to have prompted you to say, I at least got jokes to tell, but telling jokes is so far different. People don't understand that. The average person, consumer of comedy, does not realize that you're telling jokes. You're doing bits.
Yeah.
And so were you at that hey, I can tell a joke. I wonder if I can put something together and make a story out of it.
Well, the biggest compliment I received as a public speaker is that my speeches were funny,
Mm-hmm.
which I wasn't always trying to be funny in my speeches. I was writing some sort of maybe a little bit snarky lines in my speeches because the way I felt about my topic was a little snarky, but then people would laugh and I started sort of getting this brand as the funny guy. And then I was doing improv with my scene partners, and one thing people don't know about improv is that you're actually not trying to be funny in improv. You're
That's
trying
right.
to make the scene make sense, and then it's funny because it makes sense. So we do this long form scene where one of the performers gives a little monologue to motivate the scenes that happen afterward. I was giving that monologue and I was not trying to be funny, but I was still being funny, and my scene partners were rolling. They couldn't even keep track of what to do for a scene because they were laughing so hard. And at that point they said, Jacob, do you do stand-up? And I said, no, I'm terrified to do stand-up. And they said, you should do stand-up. And I finally internalized that a little bit and took their advice. And you're right. A lot of people don't know a lot about stand-up comedy.
Right.
It's sort of like magic in that sense, where you go to a magic show and audiences are just blown away because they don't know what to make of it. I had to explain to somebody at a show this weekend that I said to them, actually, heckling is the worst thing that can happen to a stand-up comic. And his reaction was, oh, really? He didn't know that because he sees all the crowd work videos on TikTok and he goes, oh, comedy is where you interrupt the comic and get him to say something funny. No, it's not that. Please don't do that. PSA.
Well, I took similar route as you. A lot of public speaking and so forth, and then got into, I was a professional clown for a while, for about a
Professional
decade.
what? Sorry?
Professional clown.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
For about-
awesome.
Yeah. And then I was working at a radio station. I had moved on from Brookings down here and was interviewing a guy, and he was talking about improv comedy. And I said, oh, yeah, like whose line is it anyway? And so forth.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, it's a lot of fun to be involved in. I said, man, I could use a little bit of training just, because I'm out and about. And when I'm entertaining as a clown, that's all improv, but I want to just have better skills and so forth.
Right.
And he invited me to try out. And sure enough, I got in. And so I did improv for a long, long time. And it wasn't but 5-6 years ago that I took the plunge onto the wonderful world of open mic.
Yeah.
And did all right.
Yeah.
And so then it's progressed since then. I don't do a lot of stand-up, just simply because I got so many other things that I'm involved in. But it is fun. And you get that first laugh when you do stand-up, you're hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what
there is no way to know that your material is funny until you get in front of a microphone and say it. And that's another thing. There's risk that comes with comedy. You can rehearse a song till it sounds good. You can't rehearse a joke till it's funny without first subjecting it to an audience. That is enough to keep most people away from doing stand-up comedy, because you have to perform it to find out if you're good at it. That was a big hurdle for me.
All right. So I do know you have a special event coming up November 13th. It's a Thursday night. It will be at the Icon here at Sioux Falls.
Yes.
You will be part of the Vaudies, modern day vaudeville variety show, and it's going to be rocking the Vaudies, rocking into the holidays. So do you have any Christmas sets that you do?
Should I, Dave?
It wouldn't hurt, but
Okay,
no, you
that's
don't.
good to know.
It's it's nothing you have to do by any means. We still want you for your talent. That's going to be a present enough for everybody there. But if you feel you can work in some holiday things, go for it.
Right on.
Yeah.
This
So
gives me a new prompt. Like I said, I try to write as much as possible.
right, yeah. See, so something you've got to go on now. What can we make fun about with the holidays?
Yeah.
Oh boy, there's plenty. I think there.
I just made a really incoherent Threads post about Santa Claus recently. I'm gonna have to dig it up and see if it's actually funny.
Because I Santa Claus too. Oh, that's a secret. So who do you admire as a stand-up comic?
So that's a lot of people is the short answer. There are so many comics, both locally and on the larger markets, that I watch them and I go, how do you do it? A lot of the comics, like I said, I'm a big fan of Dropout. Watching them all have their own sort of style that's equally funny among all of them. It really makes me want to find my own style that's as consistently funny as theirs.
Do you have a definition of your style?
I'm still working on it.
Okay.
I really am. I think that some of the things that, here's what I know, and you really can't know your style until other people say it to you. I've had my humor called dry before, in the nice way. I did a show recently in Huron where a man said, man, you're so funny. I love stupid humor. And I was like, all right, stupid humor is my thing. Hey, this guy loves me for the same reason I love the movie Shark Boy and Lava Girl. For me, that's living my dream.
So instead of being on Letterman and years ago, stupid humor tricks.
Yeah.
That's what you would go with. Okay.
Yeah, I think that the thing is, what I know that I make a lot of people laugh just by reacting to what other people say, which makes me wish I could do crowd work. I'm not really a crowd work guy. I know my reactions, my facial expressions get a lot of laughs. I know that the things I think sound very absurd when I say them out loud, which is often why I say things very seriously and then find out later that they're funny. So absurdity plays a big part. And I get way more into little niche topics than people ought to. And there's something people find charming about that when I go off about the history of how they named the vitamins. I won't do the whole bit. I won't, but it's, yeah. People like that.
Okay, I like it too. And then what they all do. So, being a teacher, being a comic, do you get to incorporate the two together?
Yes, I don't mind that my students know that I'm a comedian. I feel like I can use that in my English teaching. I can say, well, okay, so irony, hyperbole, understatement, these are things that I use when I write my jokes. And then one student pipes up and says, well, that doesn't matter because I don't want to be a comedian because I don't want to be like you, Womack. And then that kid goes to college and gets a stable job that makes him a lot of money. I'm a good influence.
That's right.
And also it works. It's decent. A decent tool for managing behaviors because every teacher's got what do you think I'm going to tell your parents at conferences? No, I got to say, hey, Kyle, what do you think I'm going to say about you in a bar full of strangers? Think I'm going to say you behaved yourself? Quit playing before I make you into a joke.
Oh, man. Yeah, so I'm assuming that every one of them at least is underage, right?
My students?
Yes.
They pretty much cannot buy tickets to my shows.
Yeah. Because I was sitting there wondering as you were talking about that, going, oh, is there like an upperclassman going, man, how can I find a way to get into his show and see what he says about people?
I'd be lying if I said some haven't tried.
Ah, yeah. I was going to say, I recall being that age.
Yeah.
Back when you thought you could do anything by passing off, especially if you were my size and had some facial hair.
And I've been teaching long enough that some of my original students can get into bars now.
Oh,
they want to see my shows. None of them have come yet. I don't know how I'm going to handle it when they do, but I'm not ashamed of my jokes. I think my jokes are great. They should come and give me their money.
Yeah, and definitely should. Because I have seen you, and you deserved that award so much. Well, it's funny you talked about Adam Googe, because he was like the last person to perform before the intermission. And I thought, man, he's got this. And then later on, here comes Jacob Womack. Boom!
Oh,
Knocks it out of the park.
oh, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
and it was very well deserved. And I, after that, immediately all I could think of was, when can I get this kid in a Vaughties show?
Yeah.
And we were gonna do a previous show, but then that show had to be moved, and then you had another commitment doing comedy.
Yeah.
So we had to settle on our Rockin' the Vaughties, Rockin' the Holidays show.
Yeah. Ever since I heard of the Vaughties as a concept, I'm like, how can I get on that?
Yeah. So you can, you can talk to Sarah Manson, you can talk to Adam. Let's see, Nathan Holtz. We've had Zach on several times, and Chris Fryer. Just keep kind of going down the list.
Yeah.
Alicia's been on before.
What's that?
Alicia has been on before.
Oh, yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, in fact, she holds a distinction with this show, the Dave
Really?
Holly Hour. Yes. She was the 100th guest.
Nice.
Yes.
What am I, the 200?
Oh, no.
What'd you say?
The episode number is 296.
But I'm not the 296th guest because there
No.
were repeat guests.
Well, if you use that number, that's over 600. Individual guests that have been on this show is about 425 now.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Well, that's close enough to 420 that I can feel a little bit of pride.
Don't steal part of my bet. All right. It's been such a pleasure getting to know you a little bit more, getting to take a look at you in terms of where you come from to make yourself so funny. But as a first-time guest, you get a question that occasionally leads to a second question.
Okay.
It
If
used to
I
be-
don't get the second question, does that mean I messed up?
No, it means you pretty well answered it during your first.
Nice. So if I do
Right.
get the second question, I messed up.
No,
How do I win this game?
you win it by actually, if you get the second one, that means you actually heard what I asked in the first one.
So this is homework. Okay.
When you are not part of the arts and entertainment scene, what do you like to be entertained by?
Board game nights.
Aha.
Board games with friends is my bread and butter.
And what's the go-to?
Oh, I got the second question.
No. This is just a follow-up to the first question.
I like simple games with short instruction booklets that I don't have to read.
Life.
Yeah. Catan has a pretty big book.
Yeah.
Catan is as complex as I'll go. I love social deduction games. I love Mafia because that one's mostly talking.
Yeah. Some fun stuff. All right, so you do get the second question then. Any other hobbies?
Any other hobbies? Yes. Is the third question what hobbies?
Well, I'd like you to kind of follow up on it. If I ask you if you have any other hobbies, what's the hobbies?
I'm stalling.
What are the
because
hobbies? Excuse me, grammar guy.
I'm stalling because I honestly stay so busy that
Tough to fit them in. Right?
it's so hard to do fun. But I do have a hobby, actually. I got one last year after these 27 years of living. I did find a hobby. I am a big fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I found at a local game store in Brookings a tabletop RPG like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's Avatar: The Last Airbender themed. So I DM a campaign with my friends where they all play as benders and non-benders in what I have set in this sort of modern day Avatar world, hundreds of years after The Last Airbender. And now technology has moved on to the point where people don't really care about bending, and these kids didn't even know what benders were. They find out that they're benders, and they have to sort of find their importance in the world, and they get to learn all about how their parents screwed everything up for them. And it's still entertainment, but I don't do it for anyone but my friends, so I consider it my hobby. Is that tabletop RPG. That's my hobby.
There we go. All right. Appreciate it so much. Thanks for taking some time out to be on the show, Jacob.
Thanks for so much. Thank you so much for having me, Dave.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. All right. And we'll be back with more of the Dave Holly Hour in just a moment. This week at Trio Jazz Club. Tonight, saxophonist, composer, and educator Joel Shotwell takes the stage with his quartet for an evening of creative energy and expressive jazz. Cornerstone of the Sioux Falls jazz scene, Joel's work blends technical mastery with heartfelt improvisation. Tomorrow, experience the high-spirited sound of Tomahawk County, a bluegrass band out of Sioux Falls known for their fresh spin on Grateful Dead and Phish favorites, alongside bluegrass classics. Spend Saturday night with Andrea Royer, a seasoned music educator and performer whose warmth and artistry shine through every note. Settle in for a soulful evening on Tuesday with Brett Cooper on the Trio Baby Grand, the perfect midweek unwind. And then next Wednesday, Nathan Timmel, seasoned comedian with 6 albums and international tours. So, if you want times and tickets, go to triojazzclub.com.
Dr. Perry Langston and Dr. Corey Tooney know excellence is in you. That's why they provide you with excellent care at XO Chiropractic, improving your overall health in spirit, body, mind, and will. Get results the natural way. Arrange a consultation, 605-332-9235 or xochiros.com. Excellent care for excellent people. XO Chiropractic, located at 4309 South Racket Drive in Sioux Falls.
Ladies, when it's time to give your nails some love, get that extra special treatment from Quality Nails on South Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls. Manicures and pedicures that look great and make you feel fantastic. Zaya and Tony provide professional care for your hands and feet, whether you just want the basics or an extra special look with added flair. Oh, and guys, it's okay to treat yourself too. Quality Nails. Call for an appointment, 605-334-1463.
He's jazzed to the eyeballs. Once again, here's Dave Hawley. Crikey, mate.
Thanks again to my incredible guest, Jacob Womack. It was his first appearance here, but I have a sneaking suspicion not his last. Hey, to find out who else has been on this show, go to DaveHolleyHour.com. All 296 episodes are available to you anytime you want to hear them. That's right. We can start the countdown now to 300, can't we? So thank you all for your support of local arts, for taking the time to download, listen, and share this show. I encourage you to find your art. Find the art you enjoy. Find the art you're interested in trying. And we shall see you in the arts. As the Sioux Falls Arts Council says, together we art. As Arts South Dakota says, home is where the art is. As I say, put some art in your heart. Remember, my name is Dave Holly, and for me, every day is a holiday.
The Dave Holly Hour has been brought to you by Trio Jazz Club, Sioux Falls' premier jazz club. Serendipity Studio Gallery and Gifts, Chasers Food and Spirits, XL Chiropractic, Quality Nails, and the Sioux Falls Arts Council. Stay up to date on the show by following on Instagram and Facebook. All episodes available anytime at DaveHolleyHour.com. The Dave Holly Hour is produced in the Dipsy Doodle Studios by Big D Entertainment.
Thanks for listening.